Okay, you're going to import a shape into Mesh Mixer from your that you saved to your desktop. Open. Okay, and it looks like this. You have a alignment cube up here. You can just press front. It'll kind of zoom in to where you want to be. We're going to align this to be the right orientation that we want. So if you're not on that compass or on those tick marks, it's not going to quickly align. You can fine align it like this if you want to, but usually as long as you scanned it on the floor, it's going to just be a couple turns like that, to get it straight. And then we want to get rid of all this garbage. Except before we do, though, we need to check and see how big this is. So you go to Analysis over here. This is like super important. I just had CanFit crash on me because I didn't adjust this. You want to go to Units and Dimensions. So right now this is telling me this is only 1/10 of a millimeter tall. And we need to scale that up. And you scale it up by 1,000. So if this is 1282, this up here, the Y, matches up to that. Needs to be 128.2, and then just press enter, and it scales everything else up. Then press done, and then you're good to go to start cutting away all this garbage. So the way to do that is to select over here, draw a line. It could be whatever line you want it to be. Okay. And now it's going to, if you right click your mouse, you can drag and see everything else. You can see that this is all orange and everything else is white. We want to get rid of everything that's white, so we have to make that orange. Press the I for invert and then delete, and it gets rid of all that other stuff. But we still want to get rid of all this stuff, everything on top of the film impression box. So what we'll do is we will clear selection, which just is like pressing enter on your keyboard. Clear selection, and then you want to edit over here, plane cut. Right click to pan around, or again you can press the front if you want to make sure that you're really square. You're going to notice that if you left click on that arrow, you get some really large grid lines or hash marks there. To make those to be able to where you can fine adjust, press the up arrow while you're holding down on there. And I don't know why I didn't show it, but here's the down arrow. It kind of decreases the space between those, and the up arrow increases the space. Decreases the space as you press up to get finer adjustments and things like that, okay? And then I'm going to leave this as remesh fill, and I'm going to drag this up. If you don't want those hash marks, you can just press the snaps, this S here. We'll get rid of those. Okay. All right, I'm going to go just to where it shades all this stuff in. I'm going to go to remesh, no fill. Okay, so cut, discard, no fill. It's going to cut away everything below here, but that's not what I want. I want to press that blue arrow. Everything that's pointing up like that arrow, everything that's above that arrow, it's going to cut off. Accept, and there you go, cut it off. And then we need to get rid of all this other stuff. So we're going to go to select, click, left click, and just drag your mouse carefully around there. Okay, I kind of curve the ends, that way it kind of tells the program what it wants to get rid of. And then now that that's orange, you can delete. Just press the delete button. Okay. Now we need to get rid of all this weird stuff right here. And we're going to do the same thing, just with the line. All right, delete. Again. Delete. And that hole is doable. Okay. I want to get rid of this little wing right here. So we're going to... Okay, delete. This one I'd say is okay. And the only hole we have in here is this piece, which is okay. Clear selection. Zoom in. If you want to move the object up and down, press your scroll bar on your mouse and move your mouse up and down, side to side. It pans it. If you want to rotate the mold, right click and move it around. It's fine. You can also toggle with this little block up here. To select this hole, you're going to go to select. You're going to make this, see that shaded circle that's moving around? You want that to be small. We're going to make that somewhere right around 20 or so. Okay. Red dot is just on the blue. We're going to double click. Come on. Double click. Nope. Goodness, clear selection. You don't want those red lines. If that happens, just clear selection and start over. Zoom in here. Double click. It highlights all around there. Right? If you double click on the line, as long as the red dot isn't like out here, if you double click out here, it's going to select everything else. You don't want that. Clear selection. Select. You just want the red dot just barely on that line. Double click. Double left click, I should say. And then we're going to erase and fill. And that fills that in. We're going to accept here. Clear selection. There you go. Now we have a solid model, or one without holes in it. But we want this candy cane section to be on the inside, not on the outside. Everything we're going to modify is, we would have to modify this from the top. We want to be able to modify it from the bottom. So we're going to select, double click, right? Or you can, the hotkey is Control A, and that selects everything. And then we're going to go up to Edit. Right, we're going to go up to Edit. Once you select all, you get this toolbar here. Edit. And we want to, where is it? Flip normals. Now the inside is candy cane, and the outside's not. Okay. And then we're going to make this solid. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Analysis, Inspector, and you can see that it's telling us that there's a hole here. It wants to fill that hole. So we're going to do a flat fill. That's standard. Auto repair all. So this ends up becoming basically a foot mold instead of like a shell, if you think about it that way. All right. And then we're going to kind of clean up these sharp edges with this is probably isn't necessary, the sculpt. Right, go to Sculpt, Brushes. We're going to go to Robust Smooth. Okay. This is the intensity of how smooth the tool's going to be. Probably back that down to around 50. The size I would probably make around 30 to 5 or so. And just going to drag it along the edge. Just real, not laying on any one spot. Especially around here where we're going to want some relief, just kind of barely go over that. But you want the sharp edges to go away. Right, like this little overhang, watch. There you go, goes away. I want that sharp overhang. I don't want to mess with that navicular at all. And just kind of go around. The red dot is the apex. It's going to do most of the smoothing there. Pan, center scroll bar. Alright, and then I think you're done. We haven't messed with this at all, we haven't smoothed anything out, we're good. So at this point, what we want to do is we want to File, Export, Desktop. And I already named one. It was incorrect scaling, so we're going to rename it the same one that I did last time. So it overrides that file. And then save. You want to make sure this is STL binary format. There are a bunch of other ones. There's this STL ASC2. There's OBJ, but STL binary format, very standard. Save. Alright, yes, I want to replace it. Yes, the other one was too small. And that's it. And then you're ready to go into a different program and import this model into that program.